All right, so welcome to For All Ages Story and Craft. It's Verna from Drayton Valley Library. Today we are going to make a flying bat because it is Bat Week at the library. And for some inspiration, you can read this book. I will put a link in the description to where you can find this book online. This was Nightsong. It was about a little bat that learned how to get around using echolocation for the first time. Anyways, we are going to focus on making some bats. So I have some samples here. I'll show you what I did. So we got this little guy, and I'll actually show you how he flies. If you give me 1 sec, I'm gonna attach him to something here. Uh-oh, there's too much string. Hang on. Okay, and I'll turn the camera so you can see what I got going on over there. So we've got string going through him, and when we pull the strings apart, he flies. And if you had someone else, they could be pulling these strings apart and he would be flying the other way. Anyways, that's what we're going to work on today. Uh-oh, now you can't see my table. There we go. So let's get started in showing you how. So you're going to need coffee filter. We're going to use that for the wings. You're going to need paper towel roll. You can have paint if you want, but that's optional. So you can paint your toilet paper roll if you want, black, or I did some gray. Now, if you don't have paint, you could also just use markers and kind of, make them look all furry and hairy like so. Okay. Speaking of markers, you will need some markers, preferably washable type markers. You'll need some water if you have some in a spray bottle. That's awesome. So coffee filter, markers, water. This is for the wings, okay? This is for the body. And then to make him fly, I think I put my string away here, but you're gonna need some string or yarn or something like that, okay? And to get the yarn through the body, you're going to either need like a needle that will poke through the paper towel roll and will fit the yarn through it, or you can try a hole puncher. Okay, but this is going to make the hole quite big. So what I would recommend in that case is that you also have some beads that you can tie to the end of the string so that they won't the string won't slip through the hole when you're pulling it, right? So the beads need to be bigger than the hole that you're punching. Okay, I think that's almost everything that you would need. So let's get started and I'll show you how to do this. Oh, a hair dryer also if you want your coffee filter to dry more quickly. If you're impatient, like I am. Okay, I'm gonna cover my table here with a protective board. It's had paint on it, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Just so I don't get my table all messed up. And we're gonna get a coffee filter. Try and just grab one out of here. Oops. Okay, and just spread it out. And get your markers. And here's where you can get creative. You decide what colors you like. If you want it to be more realistic, you're going to go with something like black or brown or grays. If you want it to be more pretty, maybe you're going to go with purple and so on. I'm just going to try something different than I did before. Let's try some pink and orange and a light purple. That'll be really colorful. So it doesn't really matter how you decorate this thing up. What's going to happen is the colors are going to bleed or they're going to run into each other. So you can draw lines, you can do shapes, blobs, whatever you want. Okay. So actually it's not that exciting to watch me do this. So you know what? I have one that I prepared actually. Wow, look at this. Okay, so what happened was I took this, I had it on here, I took my spray water, I sprayed it, or if you don't have spray, you could just do any other kind of way to get the water on there, squeeze some on from a towel or something. Anyways, it starts to run and bleed. This one doesn't look very good because I didn't put very many colors on. But this one that I have prepared here, this one I had black and brown and red on it. And this is what it looks like after it dried. I just did blobs all over for this guy. Okay, so you're going to get your wings ready. After the wings are ready, moving on. Now, if you want to paint your roll, you might want to do that before you do this. I don't know, they both have to dry, so you can decide. But to make it easier, what I ended up doing was chopping my paper towel roll in half. Okay, so when it comes to poking the string through, it gets a little awkward with the length of a full roll here. So let's take one I already chopped in half. Here we go. I did a gray body and I just chopped it in half. So next thing you're going to do is you're going to kind of squish the top and the bottom in so they end up giving you this kind of shape. Look like a Batman head to me, kind of, but there you go. So I'll just do that on this one and squish it in. Squish it in. Okay, so that's what I got so far. Oops, it got away from me. And squish in the other side. Okay, so this is going to be your little bat body. There he is, little bat body. Okay. Now there's a couple things to do. We've got 3 things to do. We got to add the wings to the body. We got to put a face on it. And we got to put the string in so that he can fly. So you can do the face first if you want. Ha, face first, that's funny. You can draw the face on first if you want. Or you can go and add the wings on first. Obviously for this guy, I've drawn his little face first. There it is. So I'm going to just add the wings on to him. That's what I'm going to do. Then I'll show you some ideas for drawing the face too. So this was our wing, remember? So I'm actually going to fold this in half and cut it. Did I forget to say you need scissors? You should always have scissors for crafts. So. All right, so you're gonna cut it in half. So you can actually, with 1 toilet paper roll and 1 coffee filter, you can make 2 little halves. Okay, so I've got it cut in half. Now to get it a little more of that bat wing shape, is this the good one? So we're going to cut the edges by scalloping in a little bit. And so that I get both sides even, I like to fold this in half. You don't have to do that, but I like being symmetrical when I can. All right, so I'll do the cutting and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm just doing about 3 little scallops in. 1, 2, 3. And you'll see that it looks quite a bit more bat wingy than this thing does. But then we're going to fold it up. We're going to do accordion folds. It just gives a little something more to the wings. So an accordion fold, where will I go so you can see? So you fold it over and then you flip it and you fold it back. Then you flip it and you fold it over. Flip it and fold it back. And you just keep doing that to get to the very end and you're out of coffee filter. Okay, so once you've done that, you've got this sort of thing. So it's got all those folds in there. And now we're going to tie this up, actually tie it in the middle just so it stays together. So here's a part where you grab some of your string. I've got really fat string here. I might switch it out. Okay, and you're going to go into the middle here. There we go. And tie it up. Actually, if you make this string quite long, you can actually use the same piece of string to attach the wings to the body. I just took a little bit, so I'll take another string now. Okay, so then I got my body. There's a little noise in the background. I think they're putting together dividers or shelves or something. You can stretch out my wings a little bit if I want. I can do it an hour later. Okay, see where the middle is. So now we're going to find the back of the bat body. Put that right on top of the back of the bat body. And you know we got a little slit in there. We're going to slip some string through there and tie the wings to his body. Okay. go right through that slit. Okay, so I'm through. And I just fold the wings there and tie it up. You could glue it on or other ways of attaching, but since I was using string, it was like, oh, let's just tie this right on and then it's done. Okay, and just snip off the little extras. Try not to snip his wings when you do that. All right, now you can adjust his wings if they're not quite facing the way you want them to face. Adjust the wings. Hold him here. So, oh, he's upside down. Sometimes bats like to fly or be upside down, don't they? So there he is. I've already done the little face on him. So for some face ideas, if you're not disturbed by putting fangs, because they actually do have some big teeth. Here's a little cartoony guy I did. So if your body isn't black, then you can use black for the eyes and the nose and the mouth, and then doing white on top of that makes it pop out quite a bit. I just did 2 little dots on the eyes, and this one has 1 little dot on the eye, on each eye. Okay, and then of course the black one I had, oh yeah, he's over there flying, just a sec. So for him, because he was black, I just did white eyes, gave him a black center, and then did little white fangs underneath. But I did also look up, because the fangs don't always have to be that prominent. So for this guy, see how I kind of did his little mouth and his little nose. So you can decide, you can look up pictures of bats and see how you're inspired to make a face. All right, so we've got wings, we've got a face, and now we just got to make him fly. Okay, so let's take this guy here, and I actually had pre-poked a couple holes. So where the holes go, if you look at the back of him, actually I think you can see the holes I did. So there's 1, 2 holes in the top on the back, and on the bottom, I didn't pre-poke those holes, hang on. Let me poke those, and then you'll be able to see where they are. Okay, it's not perfectly lined up with the other side, it's okay. You see them now? Okay, so 2 there on the bottom, 2 there on the top. And so what we're gonna do with the string is we're gonna go through the bottom, through the top, loop it, through the top, through the bottom, and so the 2 unattached ends will be sticking out the bottom, okay? I have very fat string there. I need to get something thinner. They won't fit in my needle. Hang on. Okay, I've got some orange here, so I'm gonna do that. You can decide how long you want it. It depends how far you want your bat to be able to fly. There's no particular length you need. Okay, so I've strung my needle. So I'm going to go through the bottom. And because it's a short little body, it's not too hard to get the needle like going right through there. Okay, making sure I leave a tail going through the top. Oh, it's getting a little tangled, that string. And then back through the bottom. And I took my needle off. Okay, so from here, there, I've got him on the loop. He's got these 2, and I can't demonstrate for you without attaching him to something because I need 2 hands to pull these apart from each other, right? So you've got to attach the loop to something, or if you had a partner, brother or sister or something, you want to make them, you can make them fly this way, right? Because, oh, maybe I can kind of do it. When this side is being pulled apart, oh, he's flying backwards. When the other side gets pulled apart, he's gonna fly forwards. So you can do that back and forth. Or you can just make him fly up and down. Now, if you did with a hole punching, He's probably going to just fall down generally because those holes will be quite big, which might be kind of fun too. So when he's hung up, he will fall all the way down, but then you just pull those bottom two and pull him up to the top. You let go and he'll fall down again. So it's just a little less tight. But there you go. This is your flying bat. All right, I hope that you enjoy making that. He's, save him for when Halloween rolls around. You can put him up for a decoration then too. But it's Bat Week at the library, so that's why we chose this. All right, we'll see you next time for some more For All Ages Story and Craft.